I'm eager to see what they have to offer. But what I'm not going to do is just wait.
The president insists his policies aren't the problem after a wave of Republican victories in the midterm elections. Good evening. I'm Julie Hayner.
And I'm Frank Somerville. President Obama is admitting that election night was a good night for the GOP, but he's not willing to concede much else. And now Washington is split. Republicans will control both houses of Congress for the next 2 years, but the president has veto power. So will this power shift open up the possibility of compromise? Or can Americans look forward to more gridlock? KTVU's Heather Holmes here now with the new agenda in Washington.
Well, Ken, it was a cross-country Senate sweep for Republicans. I want you to take a look at the map. The GOP picked up Democratic seats in 7 states there. You see them turning red. And that number, it can only increase as 3 races in Virginia, Louisiana, and Alaska, the yellow states here, are still undecided. Now, Republican Mitch McConnell of Kentucky is expected to become the new Senate Majority Leader. And today, both he and the president talked about the new political landscape and their efforts to try, and I stress try here, to work together to get things done.
Colorado, Arkansas, North Carolina.
We have swept this nation with a compelling Senate majority.
The Republican tide rolled across the nation, giving the GOP control of both chambers of Congress in a blow to Democrats and President Obama.
To everyone who voted, I want you to know that I hear you.
Today, the president said he got the message and vowed to find common ground with Republicans.
I'm eager to work with the new Congress to make the next 2 years as productive as possible.
But he also cautioned that cooperation will have its limits.
Congress will pass some bills I cannot sign. I'm pretty sure I'll take some actions that some in Congress will not like. That's natural. That's how our democracy works.
There will be no government shutdowns and no default on the national debt.
A promise today from Mitch McConnell and a preview of a Republican-controlled Congress.
I heard a lot of discussion about dysfunction in Washington. I think there are a lot of people who believe that just because you have divided government, it doesn't mean you don't accomplish anything.
Likely to be on the GOP agenda, approving the long-stalled and controversial Keystone XL pipeline, chopping away at the Affordable Care Act, and scaling back some of the financial regulations on U.S. banks and businesses passed in 2010 after the recession.
Find ways to reach across the aisle.
Peninsula Congresswoman Jackie Spears says she, too, is seeking bipartisan solutions.
The American people were clear about one thing. They despise the way the Congress has been operating. The do-nothing Congress of this session is an embarrassment, I think, to all of us.
So, in an effort to try to get something done on immigration reform, the president said today that he may, in fact, sign that executive order. That would, of course, put pressure on the Republican-controlled Congress to come up with their own bill. So, Frank and Julie, lots of talk today about compromise and cooperation. We'll just see what happens in the new session.
Yeah, let's hope they can do that. All right.